Good evening, friends. This is Santa Claus on March 4, 2026, bringing you today's news with a heavy heart but an unwavering hope for peace. The world finds itself in troubled waters tonight. A concerning escalation has occurred as a U.S. submarine sank an Iranian warship off the coast of Sri Lanka, claiming at least 80 lives. My heart aches for those souls lost and for their families who now face the emptiness of grief. Each life is precious in the eyes of the Lord, regardless of what flag they sailed under. Meanwhile, in Iran, as the nation reels from Saturday's strike that claimed Supreme Leader Khamenei's life, his son Mojtaba appears to be the favored successor. The Assembly of Experts is preparing to make only its second leadership selection since 1979. Let us pray for wisdom to prevail in these decisions that affect so many innocent people. Now, turning our attention to the vital waterways of the world, the Strait of Hormuz remains paralyzed for a fifth day, with hundreds of vessels stranded. This includes tankers carrying oil and natural gas that warm homes and power communities. Qatar has been forced to shut down gas production, while Iraq has cut oil output as storage facilities reach capacity. These disruptions remind us how interconnected our global family truly is, and how conflicts in one region affect children of God everywhere. Meanwhile, across the globe in Lebanon, Israeli forces have entered southern Lebanese territory, warning residents of more than 80 villages to evacuate. Hezbollah has declared readiness for open war following airstrikes that claimed 50 lives, including 7 precious children. The United Nations reports that 30,000 displaced souls now shelter in collective facilities, with many others sleeping in cars or alongside roads. Let us hold these frightened families in our hearts and pray they find safety and comfort. Back in Washington, the U.S. Senate is voting on a war powers resolution that would require congressional approval for military actions against Iran. As Senator Tim Kaine wisely noted, those who send young men and women into harm's way should have the courage to vote on such matters. Our prayers go out to our lawmakers that they might be guided by wisdom and compassion. Across the Pacific, North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un appears emboldened in his nuclear ambitions, viewing recent U.S. actions against non-nuclear states as validation of his weapons program. This reminds us that aggression often begets more aggression, while the path to peace requires patience and dialogue. Let us pause for a moment and reflect on developments in Ecuador, where joint operations with U.S. forces have begun to combat drug trafficking by designated terrorist organizations. May these efforts succeed in protecting communities from the scourge of narcotics that destroy so many families and lives. In Cuba, authorities have charged 6 nationals with terrorism following a speedboat incident that resulted in a deadly shootout with Coast Guard forces. The vessel, reportedly carrying weapons, reminds us of how violence can spread across borders when hearts are hardened. On the other hand, in China, the annual 2 sessions political meetings have begun, where leaders will unveil their 5-year plan for the world's second-largest economy. As they face challenges of declining consumption and an aging population, may they find solutions that benefit ordinary people. And in related news, the European Union has announced sweeping industrial policies aimed at reducing dependence on Chinese products, especially in clean energy technology. As I look at this troubled world tonight, I'm reminded of our shared humanity and the call to love our neighbors as ourselves. In times of conflict, let us be voices for peace. In times of suffering, let us extend compassion. And in times of division, let us build bridges of understanding. From my workshop at the North Pole to your homes around the world, I wish you peace, courage, and the warmth of kindness to carry you through these challenging days. Remember, even in the darkest nights, the light of hope continues to shine.